Hey there friends, my name is Rabbit and welcome to episode number 2 of Let's Play Hoshigami Ruining Blue Earth on the PlayStation 1. In our previous episode, which was the premiere of this playthrough for the channel, we spent about 55% of the video discussing the lore of the game by looking at some cutscenes. We talked about my own personal history with this title and just my involvement as a kid and a little bit of what I know about it and, just me sharing some fun facts and a little bit more about myself with you, especially since we're going to be in this for the long haul, so I always like to introduce myself. So following my personal introduction, the game's introduction, and us naming our protagonist, we ended up parting ways right as we were in the position to explore some character dialogue. So let us go ahead and launch forward with the lad, or we should technically call him the youth from Nightweld as it was introduced to us, named Faz, saying, "Hey, Lime Ray, this Root Pearl guy, he's gotta be that Root Pearl, right?" "I think so. An invitation to the castle could only mean that it's from Root Pearl, leader of the Order of Danante, the Royal Guards of Nightweld." Gotta tell you guys right now, as an aside, Lime Ray is one of my husbandos, so such a dreamboat. You have any idea why he wants to see us? I mean, we're just mercenaries. He actually went through the trouble of sending a messenger to get us. Beats me. But it is true that there are mercenaries that would do anything for a price, and this kingdom isn't too happy with them. I also heard that the Valamian Empire is preparing to invade Nightweld. Either way, I don't think this is a social visit. Oh well, I guess we'll find out when we see him. Yeah. Let's do it, boys. So, Oss Castle. It's a bit scary. I don't know. Should we be nervous? Ooh, check out Root Pearl. Sweet eye patch, my boy. Welcome, I am Root Pearl, leader of the Order of Danante. I'm Faz. So, can you tell us why you invited us? I've heard much about you two mercenaries. A little young, perhaps, but well accomplished, nonetheless. Especially you, Lime Ray. A long-haired mercenary that came to Nightweld a few years ago. He wields a spear and carries out his tasks with no mercy. There were several occasions where you made a fool out of the Order of Danante. Silent but deadly, you guys. I don't like people talking about my past. Let's go, Faz. We're done here. Doesn't really matter, I think, what you choose, so we can say, let's hear what he has to say, or, yeah, I think you're right. I'm gonna err on the side of just telling my bro, take it easy, not a big deal, let's just hear what this dude has to say. Thank you. Let me get straight to the point. I am in need of your services. We received information that Valame broke the peace treaty and initiated their advance on Nightweld. Their target, the ancient city of Lar Delu. Our army has not fully recovered from the past war against Valame. That is why we have to send the majority of our troops, including the Order of Danante, to Lar Delu. But there is a problem. They are also sending a detachment to the Tower of Wind, located in northern Nightweld. But considering the difference in military strength between Nightweld and Valame, we cannot afford to split our forces in two. Fortunately, it is reported that the size of the detachment is small. What we would like you to do is lead a squad in reserve to defend the Tower of Wind. This is a personal request from His Majesty, I might add. So we have two options again. First one, I can't say no to the king. Second option, you've got to be kidding. I'm gonna err. I don't know. I feel like if I personally was Faz, I would feel, oh gosh, two of us against an army, even if it is small, you gotta be kidding me. We may be mercenaries, but we're not your soldiers. I'm not sticking my neck out for anybody, even the king. Besides, we don't have any experience in a full-scale war. It's suicide. That's my thought, personally. I understand what you are trying to say, but remember that your hometown of Dissol will be the next target if the Tower of Wind falls. I have heard of several towns that were annihilated in the course of their invasion. Besides, if Nightweld loses the war, your life will be in the hands of Valame. You do have a point. I can't let anything happen to Dissol. All right, I'll do it. Here is, 10,000 G as a war fund. In addition, I will provide some equipment, coins, and items to prepare yourself for battle. I'm also placing 8 mercenaries under your command. If you think their levels are not adequate, train them at the Tower of Trial. So, before we allow him to continue, want to come back to something I said in our last episode when I was introducing the game specifically and not really just talking about my history with it, and that one of the issues, and I say that in air quotes because I personally like this game. I don't think it's that bad. I will concede that it is maybe unnecessarily difficult in some respects, but this is one of the things some people dislike about the game is that it is a bit grindy and it is very challenging. Some of the confrontations that you'll face against bosses are seemingly hopeless because it just feels like, oh my god, how are we going to win this? I'm going to have to spend at least an hour or two grinding at the Tower of Trial to get my party up to speed. It truly can be daunting to face new adversaries and to recognize that you're going to be spending a lot of time at the Tower of Trial. But it'll be okay. We are going to, I think, incrementally look through the tutorial just so we can get caught up to speed with some of the mechanics as the game wants to explain them and explore them. But we'll kind of tackle all that as we need to. So let's keep going. Just thought I'd highlight that while the Tower of Trial was on the screen there, because that is a place we will become familiar with. So, Rupearl continues by saying, entering the tower follows the same procedure as entering a town. When you are in the area on the world map where the tower is located, press the triangle button to access the menu and select the tower command. That is all. I wish you luck. Well, thanks. That doesn't really mean a lot, but Dissoul. We're not quite ready to even access the map. Gotta go back to the home village, you know? Say goodbye to some hot bitches. Hey, Lime Ray. What? Was that a pat on the shoulder or did you hand something off to us? Aw, so someone named Tin says, Faz, are you really going to fight in a war? Yeah. Don't die, okay? What are you saying? Of course I'm not gonna die. Really? Yeah, I'll come back for sure. Then Faz, when you come back, I'll... What was that? Nothing. Anyway, promise me that you'll come see me when you're done. I think Tin's portrait is so adorable. I'm pretty sure that they updated the portraits for Hoshigami Remix. I'll have to double check that after I'm done with this playthrough, or not the playthrough itself, but today's recording session for the playthrough, just so I can be 100% certain. But I think that the portraits that are in this game, even though they are a bit dated because they're from the early 2000s, I think they're cute, and I think they do a good job of conveying the emotions of the characters. So I really like that style of having those portraits next to the text. Just a personal preference. I like it. You might not like it, but meh. All right, I promise. Oh, you have to keep your promise. I'll be mad if you don't, she says as she waves goodbye. When I come back, huh? That's right, there's no guarantee. So the outskirts of Aus? Or Oz. I don't know how you guys want me to pronounce these. I'll kind of wing it. I'm sure I'll get into a flow by the time we're like 10 videos in. Let's take a break, Faz. Whew. I'm still no match for you, Lime Ray. Have more confidence. You've got the potential to become stronger than me. Nah, you're my teacher when it comes to sword fighting. There's no way I can beat you. Hey, Faz. Why don't you stop being a mercenary? This isn't the life you should lead. And if something happens to you, you're gonna make Tin sad. Come on, don't bring this up again. We've been fighting together all this time, and Tin's got nothing to do with it. Okay. But man, you don't age, do ya? You look just the way you did when you started teaching me. You just don't notice it, that's all. You know, kids grow up faster than adults. Lime Ray. I spotted the Valamian army at the Satan Hills just ahead. Thanks. Faz, listen to me. From now on, it's going to be nothing like what we've been doing before, like being bodyguards. This is a real war, and we'll be fighting against professional soldiers. One careless move, and you're dead. I'll teach you the basic rules that you should follow in battle. But if you know them already, there's no need for me to explain. What do you say? So I actually know the basics, but I think just for the purpose of us encompassing all of the information in this playthrough, for those of you that are experiencing it completely blind, let's just say I'll listen. It doesn't even hurt me to have the refresher because it's been a hot minute since I've dabbled in this game. So Faz says, can you tell me about them? All right. First, when organizing your attack team, plan your strategy according to what kind of enemies there are. Think about how you'll move your team on the battlefield and who will fight against which enemy as you place your team members. Once the battle begins, check each enemy's movement and attack range. In free cursor mode, move the cursor to a character and press the O button to check the movement range and the box button for the attack range. You can also press the X button to see the character's status, such as equipment, coins, and skills. And while the character's status is displayed, pressing the Select button brings up a cursor. You can move that cursor and press the X button to get more information on whatever you select. And also, there are many different types of enemies. Some may rush you, while others stay still until approached by your team member. It's very important to learn their characteristics as quickly as possible. You can ignore enemies who are standing still as long as your team doesn't go near them. If the battle becomes a mess and you can't tell which characters are your enemies, hold down the R1 button. That will highlight the enemies red. To find out the order of initiative, hold down the L1 button. Each character will be highlighted. Red means enemy, blue means your team member, in order with the number telling when the character's turn is. Next, when you defeat an enemy with an attack session, sometimes you'll get an item that the enemy had. You can get a weapon, armor, accessory, coin, or even a skill manual. It looks like you'll have more of a chance of getting an item if there's a large number of hits in the session. I heard that the type of item you get depends on the number of hits as well. If an enemy has something you want, use an attack session. But you need to keep in mind that it's extremely dangerous to be attacked while on standby for a session. Don't get too greedy and choose the target for an attack session ahead of time. And finally, the battle ends when the commander of your attack team, right now it's you and me, is defeated. Be careful. Well, that's it. So we could have him repeat it. We're not going to. It's a lot of text instead of an actual tutorial, which again sucks a bit of ass. But we're not going to worry too much about it. There's plenty of wiggle room for us to learn as we go, at least right now. So let's just say, gotcha, it's all good, thanks Slime Ray, I think I got it. If you need more information, talk to my friend Ilera in the tutorial. You can access it from the options menu. So it does sound like we can access it whenever we want, which is great. So I don't have to always start out recording sessions with us reading multiples. Maybe we can just, when we have the chance, open an episode by reading one or two of the options in the menu. I think I like that idea just so we can slowly whittle it away and gather as much info as possible up front. All right then, let's go take care of those Valamians. We'll try. We will try. So chapter 1. Oh, I lied. This is chapter 1 called Stir. Ooh. Kind of spooky. And it looks like we can head to the Tower of Trial if we want to. We can dick around here at Oz. We can go back to options. And it is here that hey, check it out. If you didn't like the way some things were working out, you can change those settings here. House of Sessions. Let's see what that's all about. Oh, welcome to the House of Sessions. I'm Sajiri, the director. You want me to explain how this works? I mean, might as well. So there are 10 rooms in the House of Sessions. If you clear a room, you can go to the next room, and you can go back to the rooms you've cleared in the past. You'll find me, Sajiri, in each room. To clear the room, you need to hit me with a 6-hit attack session. As you progress, you'll have to deal with other guys who's gonna get in your way of performing the session, so watch out for them. Also, I'll provide the characters that you're gonna use in battle. They may look like those characters in the story, but don't worry about it. You complete the House of Sessions when you get an item from me in the last room through attack session. If you need to learn about attack session, ask Ilera in the tutorial. All right, you want a challenge? No. You want me? No. No! Let me leave. Sajiri? Okay, so here's the tutorial. I think, just We'll end this episode, I think, by reading a little bit about coin find, and then when we open our next episode, we should be able to dive into elemental spirit, and then I think we'll look at what our party is and see if we need to make any adjustments to things people have equipped. I can't remember if everyone starts out equipped or if you just get a squad and it's up to you to tinker with them a little bit, but we for sure will head to that Tower of Trials and try to get a grasp on the battle system and familiarize ourselves with everything before we get into the first actual fight. Because some choices are a bit permanent, and that would be awful if we died at the very start of this game, which I don't think is going to happen, but you never know. So, Alara says again, what would you like to know about? Nice to see you again, Alara. You're looking good as usual. We're going to click on coin find, and there are technically 4 things that we can check out here. Let's start with coin. So here's the info on coin. So manatite is a type of metal that contains the power of the elemental spirits. It is commonly referred to as a coin, as it is usually found in coin-shaped form. You can possess up to 72 coins at any given time. And there's some visuals over here on the side. All right, so just a brief overview. Here are some more of the topics that are related to coin find. Let's click on coin find itself. Coin find is the method of releasing the elemental spirit's power bound within the coin. This is equivalent to casting a magic spell in this world. Okay, perfect. As an RPG vet, I can relate to that. So coin statistics. So MCP is maximum CP, maximum amount of CP, or coin find points, stored in a coin. This is the amount of CP that a coin will have at the beginning of each battle. It decreases every time you cast a coin find. CP regenerates as time elapses and fully recovers at the end of battle. Looks like she has more to say. So CPC is CP cost. This is the amount of CP that is expended for casting a coin find. RC is wrap cost. This is the amount of wrap that is expended for casting a coin find. RNG, range, this is the effective range of a coin find, and AoE is area of effect. This is a coin find's area of effect. SR, success rate, this is a coin find success rate. This only applies to certain coin finds. And then POT, or POT, is potency, and this is the potency or effectiveness of a coin find. So, pretty cool, just some definitions there for us, and out of curiosity, there weren't, okay, I didn't think so. I didn't see the arrows in these previous topics, so I didn't think there was a way for us to scroll. So, the last thing we can access right now in this topic is seal. So good luck on engraving your coin, she says. Seals are engraved on coins to alter their properties. An increase in the coin statistics is indicated blue, while a decrease is indicated red. You can engrave either 1 or 2 seals at a time. Engraving 2 seals may change the coin's association from one elemental spirit to another, or change the level of the coin find. So I know this sounds like a lot, doesn't really make sense yet, but hopefully it will make sense when we actually dabble in the coin finds, and we'll kind of have a little bit of foundational knowledge going into it. So that's sort of the goal. When we kickstart the next episode, we will come over here into elemental spirit, and we will spend just a brief amount of time reading through these 3 subtopics. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. My name is Rabbit, and this is my semi-blind playthrough of Hoshigami Ruining Blue Earth. I'll see you very shortly in episode number 3.